Attention, all views and opinions expressed in this video and channel are for educational purposes only.
We're back!
We're back.
All right.
No luchador mask.
No luchador mask today.
He's back to normal.
I'm back to Little MF.
Little MF.
Right?
Shirt. I don't have my shirt.
Sorry.
It's at school.
It happens. All right, but anyway, so we're representing, of course, Little MF's a big seller for us. So
yeah, of course.
I told the guys I would push them as much as humanly possible.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
You can get it at unswholesale.com. You can either pick him, Brandon, Grover,
right.
see Grover in March.
And if you send me a t-shirt and we're carrying your product, I'll push your product as well.
Exactly.
Okay, so Bella, you ready?
Of course.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Smoke shop owners, presentation is everything. If your store looks like a garage sale, your customers aren't going to take you seriously. Displayarama.com has every fixture you need. Racks, showcases, slat walls, counters, mannequins, all in stock, ready to ship fast. Upgrade your look, boost your sales, and save some cash. Use my code ChadWade5 to get 5% off your order. Displayarama, real fixtures, real fast, recommended by me, Chad, here at Chad Wade TV.
Obviously, I'm back here with marketing tips. Today, we're going to be talking about the cold take strategy.
Well, this ought to be good.
Fool!
This ought to be good.
Yes, it would. So pretty much, it's just talking about what I love. I love a good hot take. But this, on the cold take aspect, you're gonna be rational. You're gonna have your data behind it. This is true, concrete facts. Like truly, everything that he does on his channel is a cold take, and that is the facts. He's gonna say it every day of the week. Sorry if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it.
If you don't like it, nah, it sucks. And you gotta realize a cold take is not reactional. It's not emotional. It's not hype driven. So it's one of those little things that are just like, yeah, it's the facts behind it. Like the facts is him's going away, and ain't nobody like that.
Well, there's some talk about that, but I'll take care of that on a video.
Anyways, so maybe there's something else going on that I don't know.
Yes, maybe there's a few things.
Maybe there's some ground shaking things.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Things like that. So pretty much instead of being like, this brand is overrated, there could be like, here's why this brand's growth model is gonna collapse in 12 to 18 months. I'm just giving like a really like broad example. It's being more factual and not being like, oh, it's overrated, they suck. And like sometimes I think that at a couple brands at the trade shows and I'm like, really? And then there's some brands that I'm like, you know what? They do have the hype behind it because they are a good product. So you gotta think more along those lines. And it works in 2026 because now like really like we do not have time, definitely not in this industry, to be rainbow sunshines, unicorns. It ain't rainbow sunshines and unicorns, boys and girls.
Not now.
It's not. We gotta be rational. We gotta think less of emotions, more of how am I gonna fix this, how am I gonna stay in the game. Because if every single time the people that are gonna be more emotional behind things, they will not stay in the game. And you will be that brand that will be dead in 12 to 18 months.
Dead.
Dead in the water.
D-E-A-D.
Yeah, you'd be like a dead fish. Screwed.
What the fuck? Okay, dead fish.
Dead fish. Screwed. Anyways, so you gotta think more logic. You gotta have that clarity behind it and thinking like, okay, this really could come back to like even buying things. Like think, yeah, you know what? It's gonna work because there's a lot of hype behind it. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
I can't tell you how many times I've been burnt by that. I cannot tell you.
Think about that. But really like, you need to think really logistically at this time and think, what am I selling right now? What is it actually gonna work? Where is the data that says this is gonna sell? Really, everything truly should be data driven right now.
Especially right now, especially with the way the economy is right now, that's what I'm finding. And that's why we're only sourcing at UNS Wholesale exactly what we know is selling, mainly because we are doing database research in our own stores.
Exactly. So we know exactly what is going to sell and what is not going to sell. And there will be a little bit of variancy based off where you are in the country.
Your region, right.
Obviously, but we do know people in every single region.
Well, I mean, we are selling to every single region.
So we do know what is selling because we can tell you what our other people are buying in your region and being like, yeah, if we're noticing a huge push on this, at least on our part, that's the reason why we think this is going to sell for you. Right. And that right there is a salesperson that really you should trust because it's data driven. It's not like driven. It's not really if you just take a chance on it, it might work. We're not doing a might. We're gonna do we are working.
Yes.
And that's really how we should be in marketing too. And little things like, you know, the data-driven things that you could obviously track, like your sales, if there's a discount, like discount. Yeah, exactly. And you don't have a good POS system.
I know a guy.
He knows a guy.
And should you need one, should you need a POS system that will give you these analytics, hit me up over at askchadwade@gmail.com. All I need, not for my own personal well-being, I need your name, which is your contact, and a phone number. I don't need your email address. You will not be put on any kind of text program. This is not a funnel. This is only to get you the POS system you're looking for. And as I understand it, the POS system only costs you a monthly charge.
Exactly. That's nice.
Well, and remember, that's all tax deductible.
Exactly. And if you don't understand that, you can hit them up at what?
ChadWadeTV.com.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or what's the
or
email?
AskChadWade@gmail.com.
Yeah, he can happily go through that. And
I'll be happy to explain that to you and make sure you understand it. There are several discounts that you could, or stuff you could take off your taxes, and right now you need all the help you can get.
Exactly. And a lot of times with what everyone doesn't really realize that I do too, is I'm really into the business of like consulting. So I've literally had a client that asked me, okay, this isn't selling, what do you think the reason is? And a lot of times I'll break it down as, who do you have behind the counter? Is it always that person who you can't get anything selling out of it? And a lot of times I troubleshoot, because a lot of my job is making sure that you can stay in business. And if I don't know the answer, I have him I go to, right? So that's really a big plus. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. If you have like little weird questions,
I'm gonna need some of that money,
you know how many times I've asked you with targeted questions that really wasn't? Yeah.
Ain't that a bitch?
You see, like he doesn't even know it, and sometimes
I'm gonna need that money.
You see what I'm saying? Like little things like that.
I might start charging you consulting.
A lot of things like that I can help with. If it's little questions, it's quite easy to do. So
I'm more than happy to help you.
That's a lot of things like that is really good plus about us, is because we can, like, if I don't know the answer to it, or if it's like a news question, like a law question, he definitely knows someone that does know it.
He does know.
If not, like,
I know somebody in most every region that's part of those groups that are fighting that law against them, and I can reach out to them, and boy, they can't wait to fucking tell you everything they know.
Exactly. And a lot of times, like, really, he's really good in Kentucky because we do know some lawmakers, so we do know people behind the scenes, what is going to happen before almost anyone knows, which is a little hidden fact that no one ever knows about. So I will say that's a little bit fun thing about us, is because we do know a little bit about things.
You know, I got a couple of friends in Rand Paul's cabinet.
I know.
I got a couple of buddies also in Mitch McConnell's
office. So like we do know more than a lot of people do. So, you know, it is fun having me as a marketing person, because you do also get him too. And he does answer the phone when I call. If not, I just call my mom. Then he answers. But that's all I have for today. Pretty much just talking about little hot takes, cold takes, how we have to be more realistic in this industry if we want to survive.
Pay attention, everybody. This is something that a lot of you are you're out there just begging for the next big thing. But what's the big thing you're selling? Yeah. What's the big thing you're selling?
Exactly, and that's different for every single person.
And let me give you just a small tip, you know, because we're talking about, you know, cold take here, right?
Yeah.
You ever ask the most important person in your business what's selling or what should be selling?
Yeah.
Your customer. I mean, don't be afraid to have a clipboard and a piece of paper and a pen tied to a damn string.
Yep.
And say, hey, what would you like me to start selling that I'm not selling already?
And that is called
simple.
That's called market research. That's actually a marketing thing too.
Yeah, and it's like boots on the ground.
Exactly.
That customer, it's like, let's say out of 50 people, 20 of them want the same damn thing. Hey, guess what?
You get that.
That's what you're looking for.
Exactly, because that means that there is interest and there is one inside an industry or inside a product. And that's mainly a lot of things like I deal with at school, is we find little topics, little niches, and try to make sure, is it actually a topic or thing that we want?
I mean, if 40% of your customers are looking for a product,
you need it.
You should be selling it.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, that's what we got for the day, right?
Of course.
All right, we'll see you next time, and maybe the luchador will come back.
Yeah! Get the mask on.
Yeah, that'd been a good idea. Pull the mask. Okay, all right. Talk to you next time.
Deuces. Bye. Bye.